How you doing, YouTube? It's Wolf and Will Development. Actually, that's the way it goes. That's how you read, because we're in America. That's how you read English. Welcome to part 5, the 5th and final part of my stone math series. I plan to entitle this video Brian's video because this is a specific shout out to my buddy Brian Alsruhe. I think buddy is appropriate to describe our relationship. He has mentioned me before by name in comments, therefore we're basically best friends. That's how the internet works. But Brian's a really good guy, and he did a few videos where he was trying to make a 400-pound stone out of a 20-inch mold. And that, in and of itself, is a hell of an endeavor to try to undertake. On top of the fact that, this is nothing against Brian, but he didn't do any kind of math or anything. He was just sort of willy-nillying his way into trying to create a stone is almost 90 pounds heavier than what it should be. Now, if you do kind of the logic that a lot of people that I've talked to, their logic is that if I simply add 90 pounds worth of shit in, it'll give me what I want. It's really not that simple, because you also have to factor in how much space this particular object you're putting into your mold displaces. Now, last video I talked only about lead, but I've heard of people using things like plates and just random scraps of metal. I would recommend using something that you can conform. That way you can better determine the volume of it. If you want to get into putting it into water and figuring out the actual volume based on water, using that principles, hey, more power to you. I ain't gonna teach nobody to do that though. You're gonna figure that shit out on your own. But it's important because you don't want to waste metal. Lead's a pretty common metal and it's pretty cheap. It's kind of a bitch to mold. If you use a plate, it'd be a hell of a waste of money. Plates ain't that cheap to just be thrown away in a stone that's essentially worthless if you get the wrong weight. You might do it 3 times and end up with 3 different stones that all weigh the same. That's kind of fucking useless for one person. You're in a gym, it's great. It's just you just wasted a lot of time. Not to mention concrete money. So right now, I'm laughing because I said this once before and I was fucking an idiot. But I'm putting it up on the screen. This is the breakdown of basically why the last time Brian tried to make a 400-pound stone, why it didn't work out how he wanted to. And you'll see we started with a 3-pound coffee can. He gave me just enough information to work with this, and I love this shit, so, I kind of nerded out. I was like, did a few Google searches, figured out the average size of a coffee can. It was about 6.1875 inches by 7 inches. I believe the calculations I found were in centimeters, but I'm American, so I use freedom units. And so the volume of the can is somewhere around 209.97 cubic inches. Lead, as I discussed in the last video, quick internet search will tell you, is 0.409 pounds per cubic inch. Digress a little bit, figure out that a 20-inch mold is 4,188.79 cubic inches. Now that's estimated, right? That's advertised. We've talked about this before. 5,000 psi concrete is 0.077 pounds per cubic inch. Undigress and go back to lead, which is 209.97 cubic inches of space we have in that coffee can for the lead, so we multiply 0.409, the weight of lead per cubic inch, times the amount of space the amount of space that we have in the coffee can, which is effectively our mold for lead. And we're given, I believe the actual number was like 84.9, but I just rounded up to 85 pounds. So then we have to take the mold volume and subtract out the can volume, which is going to leave us 3,978.82 cubic inches. Which you see, I said it there for dummies. That's how much room is left for the concrete. Room left times the weight of concrete per cubic inch. This is basically telling us here's how much concrete we can actually fit into this mold with the coffee can. And that is 306.36. That's how much room we have for concrete in that mold with a coffee can about that size put into it, the 3-pound coffee can. So we add that number to 85 pounds, the amount of lead that we have, and we are only given 390 pounds. If you watch Brian's video, he'll tell you that the stone actually weighed 390 pounds, 91 pounds. So obviously my calculations are pretty damn good. Not to toot my own horn, grease my own ass, jerk myself off, whatever phrasing you want to use, but I was right. That's what it is. That's a good thing because it means that we can then figure out how to fix this problem. And if you look on the screen now, I'm putting up a very simple breakdown of what I figured out. I figured out that 109 pounds of lead is what he would need. And I did that using a similar method to a few videos back where I just went piece by piece. Holy shit, please make me a formula. Piece by piece, and I just figured out that 109 pounds was the magic number. So the 4,188 is the volume of the mold for the stone. The 268 is the volume of 109 pounds of lead. So we have to subtract that out to figure out how much room we have left for concrete, which is 3,920 cubic inches, give or take. For the concrete, multiply that by the amount that concrete weighs per cubic inch. We're given 301 pounds. 301 plus 109 equals 410. Meaning, Brian uses 109 pounds of lead and puts it into his stone mold. He should get a stone that yields 410 pounds. Now, odds are it'll probably be a little bit less, but he only wants 400 on the nose, so if he gets a little bit less or even a little bit over, hey, rather overshoot than undershoot, right? The beauty of this particular concreting is that there's no way we can go over. This is never going to weigh more than 410 because odds are the mold is actually smaller than 20 inches by a little bit. So if we overcalculate, we're more than likely to come with at least 400 pounds. So Brian, I appreciate you for giving me the sort of inspiration to do this video. He never asked me to, just BT dubs. I just saw an opportunity to get my name out there and to hopefully help some other people. Piggybacking Brian, who is a good guy. I implore you to check out neversate.com. Brian's got great stuff. I mean, he's awesome with training, tips. He seems like just a fucking decent guy, not like me. I'm a piece of shit. And he puts out videos like 3 or 4 videos every week, and I don't know how the hell he does that on. I have no trouble with one video, but he's obviously smarter or better than I am at something. But hey, I'm better at this, I jest and I digress. As always, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, worries, what have you, what am I getting ready for a rock bottom? Leave it in the comment section down below. I will do my very best to get back to you in a quick, concise, clear manner, hopefully accurate, and I make promises to none of that. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, if you found it of some use, please feel free to share it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. This is the last video in this particular series, but coming out soon. I'm not making promises like my dumbass did in my last video series, which forced me to have to record this shit quick. So hey, you know what? Why don't I go ahead and make that promise, put myself under some time constraints. Subscribe so you don't miss the next video series, which I will link down in the description box below, which is a very long video that is going to be cut up into a bunch of different parts where I show you the way that I prep, pour, in general, make my Atlas stone. I have a video I did a while ago. I look at it now and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? This is a piece of shit. But it's helped some people. So I'm hoping an even more updated and smarter Will, with a little more experience, can hopefully impart even more knowledge onto people. Impart knowledge onto people. Yes. So look forward to that. It'll be in the description below this because I hate myself and I'm forcing myself to do that. And be sure to check out neversate.com. I think that's about it. I hate when I have to end a video series because I never know how to end it. You know what I mean? Wait, I know how to end it. What's your excuse?